50, 100, 200, 250? How many varieties of mango do you think India has? Well, the answer is sure to surprise you because it is in the range of 1500. And in this episode, I'm going to tell you a bit more about the varieties of the Indian mango.
The many kinds of mango we find today were all born from the wild mango that first grew in the wet forests of northeast India, which is said to have been rather small and different from the cultivated variety sold in modern markets. How did that single type of mango then evolve into thousands of varieties we have today? Let's find out. But before we do, let's take a peek into the many, many, many mango varieties of India, the mango cradle of the world, and delve into some interesting stories behind the various mango names and varieties. Let's start with the most famous of them all, the Hapus or the Alfonso. If the mango is the king of fruits, the Hapus is known as the king of mangoes. Grown mostly in Maharashtra in western India, it has a deep saffron yellow color, a heady aroma, and it tastes extremely sweet. Named after Afonso Albuquerque, the ex-Portuguese viceroy of Goa, this most celebrated of Indian mango varieties was born by grafting techniques introduced by the Portuguese. Traditionally, Indian mangoes were the sucking variety, that is, the pulp was sucked out directly by holding the fruit to one's mouth. When the Portuguese came to India and began exporting mangoes to Europe, they wanted a table variety, which could be cut and served in fancy fruit plates on dinner tables. You know, something that looked more sophisticated and respectable and all that. It was then with that intent that by using grafting methods, the Hapus was born. And it is hence that you find to this day that Alfonso mangoes grow in the Ratnagiri Konkan belt of India that was colonized and controlled by the Portuguese. A popular mango variety from North India, which also has a curious tale behind its name, is the Langada. Legend has it that Emperor Akbar had ordered the planting of 1 lakh mangoes in Darbhanga in Bihar in an orchard called Lakh Bagh. In that orchard, sometime in the 19th century, a fakir or a holy man from Banaras planted a tree and started growing more of the same variety from the seed he planted. That fakir apparently couldn't walk properly, and the mango got its name from him, Langada, meaning crippled. Another popular mango in North India is the green Dasheri, which gets its name from the town of Dasheri in Uttar Pradesh, from where it originates. It is said that the state of Uttar Pradesh alone boasts of about 150 varieties of mango. Moving on, you have the mild flavored Totapuri, which gets its name because it has the shape of a parrot's beak and can be found growing in Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, and Telangana. The large and aromatic Baganapalli gets its name from the district where it is grown in Andhra Pradesh and has a very distinct and fibrous feel. From Bengal, you have the fazli. The story goes that sometime in the 19th century, an old woman lived in a small hut with a mango tree outside. One day, the collector of the region visited the village and the woman offered him a mango from that tree. So impressed was the collector with its taste that he asked her the name of the mango. Misunderstanding his question, the old lady gave him her name, Fazli Biwi, she said. And so from that day on, the mango is said to have taken the name Fazli. The pyri from Gujarat in western India is the mango used to make amras, part of the special treat of the mango season, Rasputri. And its partner in the south has that very same name. It's called the Rasputri, often referred to as the queen of mangoes. It comes from the state of Karnataka in South India. I can go on and on. The list is quite endless. Why? There is also a mango variety with my name, Mallika. In his book, The Trees of Delhi, Pradeep Krishan says that the cultivation of a select variety of mangoes has been going on in India for at least 4,000 years. So naturally, we now have such a wondrous variety. Now, one can tell a variety apart from another by shape, size, color, taste, texture, and so on. But ever wondered how this variety came about? Now, if you look up the structure of things, the plant kingdom has various categories and subcategories until you get to species, and mango is a species. But how did one species end up in so many varieties? Ever wondered how we have so many varieties of rice and so many breeds of dogs and cows which all belong to the same species? Well, two things are said to belong to the same species when they can create a fertile offspring together. So, for instance, a donkey and a horse can procreate, but their offspring is a mule which is not fertile, that is, it cannot have babies. So, a donkey and a horse are not the same species. But all these mangoes we just spoke about, they are all the same species. But how then are they so different? How do varieties come about? Well, strictly speaking, there are two distinct ways and two terms related to each of these methods. The first is called a variety and the second is called a cultivar. A variety is a variation in a plant that happens naturally. On the other hand, a cultivar is a variation in a plant that happens due to human intervention and not naturally. Let's say two different types of mango are growing near each other and the wind or a pollinating insect ends up cross-pollinating its flowers. This has happened naturally and will result in a mango which takes the traits of both its parent plants and grows into a new hybrid plant. In the second category, it is humans who create the cultivars. So how does that happen? Simply put, it occurs when growers employ controlled plant breeding methods, like for instance, grafting two different mangoes together or deliberate selection of seeds from certain plants. For instance, let's say you have 10 mango trees in your orchard and you find that year after year, two of those trees put out juicy, sweet mangoes. You decide to plant the seeds of only those two trees and discard seeds of the other mango trees. Now those grow into trees and produce mangoes. Again, you select only the sweetest ones to plant and discard the rest. Slowly, by this process, you will end up with an orchard that produces very sweet mangoes and distinct from mangoes grown by others. Another way of creating a variety is by deliberately cross-pollinating two different varieties. That will result in a hybrid of a third type of mango that will be unique and different from its parents. If the seeds of that third type of mango are then planted, it will continue to create many more mango trees of its kind. So for instance, in 1978, mango researchers in India are said to have created a new breed called the Amrapali by mixing two breeds, Dasheri and Neelam, to create this new one and named it after the legendary courtesan Amrapali, whose name is taken from the mango. Here's a list of some Indian hybrid mango cultivars and how they got created. And to end, here's a fun fact about the mango you may not know. The word mango comes from India, from the Tamil word mangai, from where it travelled through Malayalam to Portuguese, where mango is called manga to this day, and from where it went to English as mango. Plenty of other fruits, the trees and the names originate in India. For instance, the orange. Did you know the word orange comes from an Indian language? Check out this video to know more.
Coming from Maharashtra, I must admit that I am biased towards the Ratnagiri Hapus, but every mango has its own flavour. How many lesser known mango varieties have you tried? Write in the comment section below. I would love to hear about it from you.